Hello and good evening and welcome to Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, Living Legacies. I am Joy Ruffin, signature style specialist, professional speaker, and creator of Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. I support women who are in their second act, just like you, regardless to their age, erase the struggle of styling themselves and spending way too much money on clothes. My show, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, I bring to you every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And I present to you I interview a lady who has gone through her own transformation. And that transformation is both internal and external. Every week, I will give you some tips, some tools, and I like to say maybe a few joyisms, my own discovery of your signature style and stamp, how you can discover your own, so that you can regain your ease, your comfort, and a very strong, powerful presence, because I know that's what you want. So why now, my friend? Because now, more than ever, because of this madness that we're all involved with, many of you will be coming to work online for the very first time. Some of you more than ever before, and many of you will be going out for a job interview. So you're going to need to be camera ready, and you're going to need to be prepared for that job interview. And that I can help you with. Now, most of you who are here, you know that I have had some issues with sound. I have it all worked out, and I have this lovely lady who came in. Usually I get them to come in a wee bit early, and she wasn't able to. And so we had some issues with her sound. We're going to say a prayer and hope that it's working this time, because I really wanted you to meet our guest tonight. So let me bring her up and let's see if she's coming up now. You're here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. Can you hear me?
I can see your mouth working and the sound is very, very low, but I don't hear it that well. If there's anyone that's in the audience can let us know, then I would really appreciate it, because maybe you can hear her and I'm not able to for some reason. I know that I work quite a bit on my sound and I know that it's working. But I wanted you to, Katia, how do you pronounce your last name?
Ravi.
Javi? Katia Ray?
Yes.
Yes. I wanted to be sure. I love the name, by the way, and I know that you're French, and I have this love affair with the French. So let me say that I'm honored that you would spend this time with us. I hope that we can work out the sound, and if there's anyone out there, I hope they'll let us know that they can hear you, because I can see you. It's a great picture, and I can hear sound, but it's very, very low, and I'd like to know if that's going to be the same for them. But let's say this. Let's just begin and say a prayer and hope that this works. I'm
Amen.
always hopeful. Tell us about the work that you're doing now. We only have so much time. And then I have a lot of questions that I want to ask you about the work that you're doing now. But tell us what you're doing now.
So I help entrepreneurs to build and grow their business to six figure. I help them to have the what they need to really get and make money. Right now, entrepreneurs are not making a lot of money and they're really struggling. So I help them do that.
Tell me this, because maybe one of the reasons I can't hear you. Tell me, how did you and how long ago did you get started with the work that you're doing now?
I have been an entrepreneur for about 20 years now, 20, yes. And it has been really a long and fun journey. I love helping businesses, really.
Well, I love that word fun, because my outlook mindset is if you're not having fun with what you're doing, then don't do it. Hang
Right.
it up. There are certain aspects of what you're doing that's not going to be fun, but then you get other people to help you and support you in doing that. When did you have this transformation? When did you know that this was the work that you were supposed to be doing?
Well, Joy, that's a great question because about just about 10, 15 years ago, I opened a huge business. And that business was actually in the beauty industry.
Yes.
And, and I was a spa, and it was huge. It was great. It was wonderful. And it did not work. We fell. And one of the thing then I really found out is I could have not run the same business the way that I had run the other businesses who were successful. So what needed to happen, Joy, was really taking a look at what was different.
Mhm.
And I think one of the issue with most women, it's when there's a failure, we take it very personally. I was the failure.
This is true.
The
This is
business is not the failure.
this
I
is very
never
true.
looked at it that way.
This is true. Katia, with all of that said, what was the main reason for you that you know now that you can transfer and will help the audience? What is the reason that you are now aware of that it didn't work?
So I took a lot of time to, to actually analyze that. And that made me become a business coach, because I was like, I never want anybody to go through this. I
Mm.
I really didn't have who was my avatar, who was my ideal client. You see, the other business before didn't have the same ideal client than the spa. The spa is the luxury.
Indeed.
It
Indeed. I get
is.
that. I get that. And I like the way you expressed, Katia, what you just did, because what you experienced, you decided, and this is a wonderful reason why most of us go into a business. You want to make sure that as many women as you know, and men, I'm sure you work with men as well, right? That they don't ever have to experience what you had in that business that failed, because
Correct.
you got your lesson. And that
Oh,
was a very important lesson to you. And yet it was beauty. And now I'm going to segue very quickly, because now not only business, but you do a lot of speaking. And I know that that's a very powerful point for you. Tell us how you got into the business that you have now, and how did business become such an integral part of that business?
right. So I actually, after the spa closed, I really wanted to have nothing to do with business. I had decided I was going to go back to school. I went for a bachelor in fine art, and what I became a very well known actually photojournalist. I'm published. But what I encountered there, it's all of these amazing kids, all of these amazing artists who were paying so much money to go to school to get an education in art, in photojournalism, graphic design, or anything who was based on a service based industry.
Mhm.
Yet nobody knew how to run a business. And I was like, oh, I can help. But then I couldn't really face them, because I had this, well, I fell with a spa. So how can I feel good and not feel like an imposter? And, by teaching them. So this is kind of when I decided to kind of really take a look at why did the spa really did not work. And when I uncovered that, I was like, I'm ready to help people. I'm ready for them to take that. And what I love is really growing businesses. So now I felt like I was able to do that, and I get to have a different business through each client.
I understand that, and I get that clearly, except I'm missing one point. When did you realize that public speaking could be a vital, instrumental part of any business?
So that was about almost 4 years ago. I hired a speaking coach. She was not a business coach. She was just a speaking coach. I just wanted to use public speaking. Honestly, it was an ego thing. I can definitely admit it. Someone had told me I could never get on stage and be able to to conquer my fear, and I just wanted to prove them wrong. And so I hired a speaking coach. The one thing that I loved was I was able to have this beautiful speech, Joy. It was so beautiful, but yet it had nothing to do with my business. And this is
Ah,
where I was like, there is a part missing, because there's all these amazing speaking coach out there, and then there's all these business coach. But I wanted to be offering one, because what I believe is very important is how do we use a speech to generate the lead? How do
Katia, Katia, let me ask you something. I'm sorry to interject, but did
no,
I did I hear you say that with all of the speaker coaches that you aligned with, or one, doesn't matter, that the speech that was given to you didn't align with your business? Is that
correct.
something that I heard? That's powerful. Very
And it
powerful.
was beautiful. Oh my God. And I mean, I still like, I am so grateful for her. And she was an amazing coach. There's
Sure.
nothing wrong. But the purpose was just more for a TED talk or for something but it wasn't aligned with the business and it wasn't made that way we can convert the audience. And I decided then this is really a part.
I like that. I like that very much. You know what I did? I'm sorry. I took you out of the picture. Playing with my dial. It's okay. It's all good. But what you said is very powerful because in order to use speaking for your business, it has to relate, connect, and tie into your business.
That's right.
So that's important. And it speaking is important and has to be a part of your business. But
Yes.
yet not everyone wants to speak. So if it doesn't connect and tie in with your business, it's not going to be work. How did you begin to write and develop your own sense of what was best for the business?
Well, I knew because of the spa, I knew that knowing my ideal client was number one. Number, excuse me, number one for
Yes, yes.
myself. And
Hmm.
the second part was really like, it's not about me. And when we really realize that it's not about us, it's
Yes.
about what we do, what we give, what we teach. People don't care about me, right? They
Yes,
don't
yes,
care
yes,
about my
yes.
name. They don't care about who I am. They just care about, do I bring a solution to their problem?
How are you going to support and benefit them in what they're doing?
That's right.
Now, when did you come to that realization?
Really, actually, when I was building that speech with a speaking coach, because I was like, well, this is beautiful, but how does that fit into the business? And how, like, now that I want to pitch myself and give this, I don't want to end up at I don't know, I'm not going to make it up, Joey, but like at an RV speech. Like, I could have given that speech anywhere, but I was like, it doesn't serve any purpose. So here I am spending money
Uh,
traveling and doing things, and there's no revenue coming out of this. It's actually a money pit for the business versus the opposite than we want, making money.
let's let's speak to this. I hear you loud and clear. Let me ask you this because today, with this quarantine, this crisis that all of us are going through, more or less, I think probably 99.9% of us for the first time, anything like this.
Right.
How important is working online? And what does a working online presence and style mean to you? And how do you work that into your business?
So one of the things that I've done, so this morning I did my 70th, that was my 70th show
Hmm.
on Be Live, right? So
Hmm.
since the quarantine, I was a keynote speaker in Italy right before the America closed its door, right? So I actually saw what was happening there. So when I came back, I actually started to use online as the stage. So I decided that Facebook Live, like this, was going to be my stage. And you have to pivot a little bit.
Yes, pivot is the key buzzword now. And I think most of us who've heard that word, we're like a little bit of it. Buzzwords come and go, but
Correct.
pivot really means pivot inside and do the transformation and the change that you need to do so that you can be ready for what's coming.
That's
Because
right.
now, as one of my friends said, now more than ever before, we have to really go in deep and find out what it is that we want to serve. How do we want to serve? So that's really important. Now, you work predominantly with women, right?
Yes.
Predominantly.
Yeah,
And
80%.
and what is the number one factor that you find is the point that you have to work with them more so on about building a business?
They build the business for themselves and not for the client. So they do
Ah,
what they want to do, which is great. We need to do what we want to do, but they don't actually look at it from the client perspective. So they have actually no solution to offer. They're offering this great thing and they're putting together a beautiful package and beautiful coaching and beautiful service, but the client doesn't really need them.
ah.
So
Now,
sometimes it's just a little tweak.
well, let
Sometimes
me,
it's a matter of
yes,
language.
yes, yes. It usually is something small and minute that many will miss because they're so in their head with what they want to do and offer to the client. But let me ask you this, because for me, it's all about signature style, and signature style relates to how you show up.
That's
And if
right.
you're in business and if you're a professional, how does your style and the women that you work with, how do you relate to them, how they need to show up to present in public, whether in a small group, a large, or on stage? What and how is their style important to them? Do you convey that to them in some way?
Well, we have to talk about this, because a lot of time, they don't pay attention to what is the background, what is the background of the stage, and they just pick any dresses. And it's like, no, you have to make sure then to talk to your event planner. What kind of background will be there? If your background is blue, you really don't want a blue dress. You basically want to dress in a way who's gonna be just about one notch up from the audience, but not so up then people look at you and you're untouchable, unattainable, and they don't want to talk with you.
Powerful, very, very powerful, Katia, because that's so on point. And yet, so many people who are doing public speaking are not aware of that. It's
Oh
very,
my
very important. Now, do you have a power outfit that you wear when you go on the stage to speak? Is there one particular outfit that you absolutely are gung ho,
Yes,
powerful in that outfit? Tell
I
us about that outfit.
I have a dress. It's a blue dress, and it actually has dots on it. And a lot of people, especially on stage, a lot of people are like, it's very hard to wear dots or to wear lines or to wear. It's my style, and I always have high heels. My high heels are always open toe, and they're pretty high. They're not, they're stilettos, and that's my signature shoes. That's my dress. And I now am a little older, so I do wear glasses, and I feel like my glasses match my personality.
I love that answer. Now, let me ask you, the high heels, if you're on stage or even among the people that you're speaking to, is that because of your height, or you just want to appear taller and leaner and whatever? What is the reason for the really, really high heels? I love that.
They're high, but they're stilettos, so they're very thin.
Yes.
I dance,
Ah,
and as a dancer, those shoes are my comfort shoes. I had spent a lot of money on my dancing shoes, because I can be up to 10 hours sometime inside my shoes. And so there is a feeling then when those shoes are on, I'm powerful without being power, if that makes
I
any sense.
it makes a lot of sense, and I really do get that. Let me ask you, the transformation that you made from the business that failed to what you're doing now and loving, I
Yeah.
see it, I hear it. What was your style prior to transitioning from that business to what you're doing now? How has how you present yourself changed?
So a little bit different, because back then I was just, in a spa. I was by myself with a client. I am very French. I definitely was in the French fashion. But now being on stage, I definitely dress a little bit more conservative for the American crowd. Now, when I give keynotes in it, like when I was in Rome, I wore something that I would never imagine wearing here. But over there, you want that. It's a totally different. I have a different style wherever and which different country I'm in a way.
Well, this is one of the things that's great for those of us who travel extensively, as you do, and I know that I do. You learn the different cultures
That's
and
right.
you learn what prevails there and what not. So
Yeah.
that's always good to know. Now, you have a fascinating business. You work predominantly with women, but you're open to both men and women. But predominantly, both of us are working. I work predominantly with women. But that said, you have two absolutely fantastic gifts that you're offering to the audience. And
Yeah.
I think they're both more than powerful. It went out in my email list to all of my people who are here and those who will come for the replay. But tell us the first one that you have, which is the 30 days, three something to gigs. Tell us about that so they can come and get that gift and sign up for it. That's really a great gift. Talk to us about that one.
So I basically, in the past, 30 days, I've kind of analyzed what people needed, right? And I
Yes.
actually made that gift for that. So
Mhm.
right now I'm offering, we basically, it's you and me on a call, and I
Yes.
actually show you how you find 3 speaking gig for the next, in the next 30 days. How will we found it? Of course, according to what work you're doing. So, and I will show you how. That way, when everything goes back to the new normal, you will be able to do this and to be able to do this to find, yourself some gigs for the stage. So 3 gigs in 30 days. You really want to take me up on this. I really take the time to show you, and then we get to know each other.
I think it's a fantastic gift, Katia, because
You.
3 days to 30 gigs, or 30 days to 3 gigs, however it works out, it can't be beat. That's for sure. And the other gift that you're offering?
It's a hot talk, basically. You and I are getting on the phone, and you tell me what is it that you do, and I help you to create the hot topic of the moment, which now you're going to have a title for your talk. And this is what event planners want. They want a title who's going to stand out. They want a title who's hot right now. They want a title who's into what's happening. Make yourself relevant. So basically, we get on the phone and we put this together.
Well, I think those are two great gifts. They really are. And I'm sure that people will avail themselves of that gift. One of the things that I like about the work that you're doing, because most of us as women, for the first time out of the gate or on our own entrepreneurial women, we need that structure, which is what you offer. And you have the insight and the wisdom to see beyond that, to really support them and show how speaking will really benefit them in a great, great way.
Cool.
We all know and we've all heard, Katia, that the fear of speaking
Yes.
is paramount for the majority of people. Now, the women that you're working with, I am only going to speak to the women. Why is that fear? What do you think? Is it because you're a perfectionist and you don't, what have you found to be the number one?
So this is the part where you're really not gonna like me, guys, because
Oh,
I am known to really say it, to say the truth. Yes.
let me interject for just a second. This is one of the biggest lessons that we as women have to get beyond.
Mhm.
Not
That-
everyone is going to like you
That's right.
or me, and
That's right.
that's okay.
And it is, and this is what
So,
and that's what speaking is all about. You actually want to provoke a reaction.
so speak your truth.
So
Why is the reason?
because it's about us. We are afraid we're gonna forget our words. We are afraid we're gonna fall. We are afraid we're gonna look foolish. We are afraid we're gonna not know what to say next. We are afraid our hair is not gonna be in the right place. We make it about us versus making it about the audience. We're there for the audience. We're there to give. And you know what? If you actually really know, if you know who's your ideal client, what pain point do you fix, you don't need to know your speech by memory. If you know what you teach, and there's a way, and this is where making a talk and relating it to the business, if you know your stuff, who cares?
Yes, I really get that. And your point is so salient because it's that fear of getting egg on your face, of making a poo poo, a mistake, and then, oh my God, you're not. There is no perfect.
I
There really
know.
is no perfect. We all do the same, show up the same. Some people, now when it comes to style, I'm getting back to style because that's my entree into, in addition
Look
to
at
public
you, you're
speaking.
all stylish and all.
Why? Well. You have to love to dress and you have to want to be the professional and the pro that you are. Why is it that you think so many women are not able to develop and find their own signature style?
I think they don't because they actually don't really care about themselves. They have this, they care about how their children appear, or this Easter dress, or but they don't put as much on their hair. They forgot that they actually are a woman. We are supposed to be attractive. There's not nobody who said that it's not. I can be powerful, successful, and I can be gorgeous on the same time. Why should I have to pick and choose?
I'm chuckling because they say the louder you laugh and chuckle, the truer it is. But the truth is, here, I have a disagreement with you, but it's a good one. I don't believe that women don't care. I don't believe that they don't care. I think they just decided it's too much effort, it's too much
Yes,
work. I'm not going to make
yes,
that investment at this point in time.
yes.
Yet, if they knew a little bit more than what they know now, they'd be in the running to get there. So it's a way and manner of introducing them. And you come from the country that really introduced style
Right.
more so than fashion. You see,
Right.
for me, it's all about style. It's not about fashion. So it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Listen, I can go on and on with you because you are
I
a
know,
lot.
that's why I love it. Girl, this is awesome.
It's really great. I'm honored to have you here. I love the conversation that we've had and all of the things that you share with us. Your business, the two gifts will be in the emails that go out. I'll put it here in the notes so that they can get it as well.
Right.
And also, my gift to your group that you sent out, the link is for my booklet, which is how you discover your signature style and stamp it to
And
you.
thank you for giving a gift for my audience as well. I really
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what it's all about. And there's a lot in the hopper that we're working with, so no worries. It will be together again and soon. Thank you for sharing this time and space with us. And you can say goodbye to the audience, those who are here now and those who will come for the replay.
So first of all, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate that. I appreciate your candor and your generosity for your time. And guys, I really want to praise you for being here and continuing watching and continuing to use this time to learn about style, about business, and about all these things that you can really use this time to upper level yourself. Go ahead and take a stand. So thank you so much for having me. And I look forward to maybe have some of you on the phone.
Absolutely. I hope so. I hope so. You know, it's basically the replay when people come after the fact, but it's been a pleasure. I've learned a lot just tuning in and listening to you. And once I make a connection, that's it. So I'm going to ask you to step into the green room and I'm going to say so long to the audience for now. And I'll be with you in just a second. Thank
Perfect.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What can I say? She is a wildfire and a good one. I'm going to say to you that every Wednesday night we come to you with a leading lady that we will interview. We'll learn about her internal and external transformation. Katia certainly shared with you her really negative, bad experience, but it led her to what she's doing now, and nothing beats that. I'm going to ask you every week to tune in because I'm going to be delivering to you some tips, some tools. I like to call it maybe some joyisms that will benefit you on your journey, on your discovery of your own signature style and stamp, that will give you the comfort, the ease, and the presence and style that you want. And I know that it's wanted because most every woman does. And what we'll do is connect and share a little bit of everything with you so that you can develop your own signature style and stamp. And by the way, just pop into the comments style, STYLE, and your complimentary booklet will be delivered to you. And also, I'm going to put up here my link so that you can make sure, in case you didn't get to the bot, just click this link and then in turn get there and get your free complimentary booklet. And also, if you're struggling with anything at all, you can message me and contact me so that we can set up an appointment so we can find out what you're struggling with and how you can erase that so that you can have your own signature style and stamp. It's always good to be with you. It's always a pleasure. And here's what I want to say to you. It's our time. It's our time to stand up, to connect, unite, and rise together. Because, ladies, we have been in the background far too long. And it's time to rise up and stand in our greatness. I love Les Brown. And it is within you. So you stand in your style that fits you, you're comfortable, your presence has been established and your credibility, and onward you go. And that's what I'd like to help you with. So until next week, same time, same station, you be and stay well. All the best. And I look forward to seeing you again next week, same time. Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. I am Joy Ruffin, your creator of Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. And I can't wait to join you again next week with another powerful leading lady. Good night. Take care. Be and stay well. All the best. So long for now. Cheers.